Hi, my name is Taryn Young, and I'm a fitness specialist for Westminster Canterbury, Richmond. I'm here today to speak to you about keeping the body active. So there are 5 very basic things that we can think about when we move through our lives and think about staying active. First of all, breathing, sleeping, hydration, nourishment, and movement. There's a saying that we enter into this life with an inhale and we exit on an exhale. And between that first inhale and that final exhale, there are multiple breaths and multiple opportunities within them. We can use our breath to center ourselves, energize, or calm down. So I'm going to invite you now to take this opportunity to join me in a centering breath. Seated or laying down, some way that's comfortable. And if it is safe to do so, you could close your eyes. But I'll invite you to bring your hands, one to your heart and one to your tummy. And just tune in to the path of your breath underneath your hands. Notice the wave of breath through the body, the rise and fall. On your inhale, hear the word here. And on your exhale, the word now. Here, now. Whenever you feel ready, you can release your hands and flutter your eyes open if they are closed. This centering breath just allows us to become present in the moment, here, now. To energize ourselves with our breath, we could do the same thing. Or maybe we take a nice big breath and a big sigh out. I invite you now to try that with me. We can let our arms move away from the body any amount. So just inhale and sigh it out. Let's do that a couple more times. There's no right or wrong way. That can also be a centering breath or a calming breath. For our calming breath, let's bring our hands together and rub them together, creating a little bit of energy, a little friction between our hands. Then I invite you to open up your hands and just bring your visual and mental focus to the space between your hands. You might be able to notice some kind of energy moving between them. It may feel tingly, or there might be a sort of cool sensation or a warm sensation, or maybe something like opposing magnets. But whatever it is, let's bring our hands together completely and into heart center. Just take a breath here. We've created a connection between our palms. This is a connection that's always available to us. You may notice that there is support from one hand to the other. That support is always there. Just bringing the hands together. And just tune into your breath and noticing how it impacts you. Whenever you're ready, just peel the hands apart. Maybe move your fingers a little bit. and just away from the middle of the body and back down. So there are 3 simple ways that we can use our breath, and all 3 of them can be used in all 3 of those intentions: centering, energizing, or calming ourselves. Let's talk a little bit about sleep. Sleep hygiene has been in the news, I think, a lot in the conversation in recent years. It is really important. Our sleep is tremendously important for everything, especially our brains. So, what is recommended is a cool temperature, having it dark so there aren't a lot of lights or electronics glowing in the night, because that can go through the eyelids and you still register something, and that there's quiet. Now, each person is going to find their own way, what works best for them. I personally spent a year exploring my own sleep patterns, and I like it kind of cold, completely dark. And it used to be completely silent, but in the past few years, I've wanted a fan. So now I have that sort of white noise, which you can find a way to make that happen for you, whatever it is that you need. Just find the temperature that works best for you. Sometimes that can be hard to manage in the overnight. And find the amount of darkness that works for you. And then tune into your breath and allow your breath to help facilitate the process of falling into sleep and staying into sleep until it's time to wake up again. Our next piece is hydration, hydrating our body. It's more than just drinking water. You can also eat your water, which would simply be eating fruits and vegetables, watery foods at every meal, plus having those glasses of water with or before your meals or after. But one of the things that we may not realize is that movement helps to hydrate our tissues. It gets not only the blood flowing and the hydration moving through, but our lymph fluid also moving through our body and getting some of the things out that we need out. So even when you first wake up, laying in your bed as comfortably as you can be, you can start hydrating the body by simply moving your wrists and your ankles. So I'd invite you just to join me in this sort of push and pull, maybe. Pumping the wrists, pumping the ankles. It all looks the same. And you're just juicing up the joints, starting things to move. You can move just your eyeballs, right and left. You can blink them. A nice slow blink to help moisten the eyes can be helpful. Moving your tongue around your mouth to create some saliva, taking a nice swallowing movement, that can help to hydrate. Moving your head. If you think about an infant, beginning with their eyes, moving their hands and feet, then turning the head, all of this process helps to not only tone the body and strengthen the body, but also to hydrate our tissues. Whenever you stand up and stretch, you're opening up space, you're creating room for things to move through. I'm going to take you through a little bit of a lymph focused brushing sensation. So if you bring your fingertips just to the clavicular notch, we're just going to draw down a little bit. You can lift your chin and just be here for a moment. You can maybe imagine a toll booth, and the toll booth is stuck. Somebody's in that toll booth, and then there's the traffic behind it. So we're going to try to get that first car through, and then coming from the collarbones, from the shoulders down toward that clavicular notch, just gently brushing along the skin. We can take our fingertips behind our ears and just draw down a little bit. We're just doing this light facilitation. I usually go 4 or 5 times. And then from our cheekbones sort of down and out. And then maybe out towards the ears. From the center of your forehead toward the temples. It might feel nice just to do this sort of gentle massage. And then down the front of the face, right in the middle. Then down the center of the throat. In Qigong, there's a practice of just brushing down the body. So you could brush down the front of your body, brush along the outside of the arms, brushing down the legs. And there may feel some stimulation in nerve endings. This is all good. This is all leading us to the next step. So let's talk about nourishment. Nourishment, again, is not just the food that we eat, but what we do with our bodies, what we do with our brain and with our soul, just nourishing whatever your spiritual practice is. So with your mind, I would invite you to think about the things that you absorb, the things that you give the most attention to. We might watch the news, or we might be on social media, and we may be bombarded with a lot of things that are less pleasant. So then we might want to try to actively seek what is pleasing to us, what makes us feel safe and comfortable and happy, energized, whatever it is we need. For some of us, that might be outside in nature. For others of us, it might be something along the lines of reading. Maybe it is scripture. Maybe it is poetry. Maybe it's a really great movie, a love story, a rom-com, if you will. But if you can get into nature, maybe take your shoes off. Just reconnect with the earth in a forest, in the garden, in your yard. Just be there. Be present. And let your bare feet, if that's comfortable and safe for you, absorb from the earth energy, the nutrients that are in the ground, and just be. Using our senses to tune in and connect. Listening to the bird song or whatever other sounds are there, a wonderful waterfall or a river if you're near water. And if you're not, there are other sounds environmentally that can be soothing for people. Maybe you like the sound of traffic or the sound of a train. Maybe it invokes some beautiful memory for you. Be with those. Maybe even write them down. Maybe that can be part of your gratitude practice, that you got to hear a train today. And just breathe into all of those things. Those things that help soothe and comfort our mind are also soothing and comforting to our body and our soul, because we are all one. It is all one. Brain, body, and breath. Finally, I will invite you to take off your shoes if you feel safe and comfortable doing that and you haven't done it already. If you are seated in a chair, just bring your feet to the floor, slightly forward of you. That allows us a little bit more balance when we're seated. If you're standing, and you're welcome to do that too, just tune into all 4 corners of your feet. Think about your big toe joint and your little toe joint and the 2 sides of your heels. Those are your 4 corners. You can imagine, if you'd like, being in some sort of surface. Maybe it's the garden soil or sand, dry or wet. Maybe it's mud. Wiggle your toes. Allow yourself to imagine whatever sounds like the most wonderful thing you've ever put your feet in. I mean, it could be peanut butter, whatever it is. But allow yourself to tune in to that sensation, connecting with your feet into the earth. If you're in a chair, tune into whatever is connecting the chair to the floor, the earth, or whatever surface you've chosen. Follow the energy from the earth up through the body. Noticing if you're in a seated position, your sit bones connected to the chair. The earth is supporting you. It is supporting the chair. The seat of the chair is supporting you. If you're standing, it's your feet and your legs. And just be with that. And as you follow the energy up, begin to notice that there's energy from the sky as well. A reciprocal energy coming down through the body in a circuit. From the sky down through the body and into the earth, from the earth up through the body and into the sky. Once you are tuned in to this energy and this connection into your body, you can start to play. Hopefully, play brings pleasant sensations and ideas to your mind and to your heart. Even if you just play with your hands, making shapes, you can imagine doing all sorts of things. You can pull taffy. You can spin. You can wave all sorts of different ways. You could do this with your whole body. You can wave, you can spin, you can reach and pull. Explore what your body can do in whatever situation it's in. Notice your head and your eyes. Notice your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers. Notice your hips, your rib cage, your knees, your feet and ankles. Try not to knock anything down. You can circle the ankles, pump the ankles, write the alphabet with your feet. Try writing just your name. You can do these things in a laying down position, in a seated position, or in a standing position. You can do these things by yourself, with a partner, or with a group. You can do it in nature, in your home, wherever it feels safe and comfortable to do so. Take the time to think about levels like high, middle, and low. And that's going to be different for each person. So find a way to reach into all of those levels. Try with your leg or with your arm or even with your head to reach high, middle, or low. Nothing new. All of it beautiful and nourishing and comforting and keeping us active. It doesn't take much. It just takes opportunity, commitment, just a willingness, I think, a willing spirit to just move any way that you want to. If you like music, put on some music. You could do 30 seconds, the 30-second dance party, just boogie. Join me if you want to. I don't have any music going, but It can look like anything. It doesn't have to look like anything. You don't have to look like anybody else in the room. You don't have to look like anybody else in the world. You get to find what works in your body, in your space, in your spirit. I invite you now to join me for another breath. We're going to bring our hands to heart center, covering the heart, and just tune into your breath. I invite you to close your eyes, if it is safe to do so, and begin to visualize your breath moving in and out through your heart center. And now see the word love on your breath. Love, love. See love on your breath moving in and out through your heart center. And then the word ease, E-A-S-E, ease. Ease of breath, ease of body, ease of mind. And finally, the word compassion. Compassion for yourself. Compassion for those in your immediate area. Compassion for the world. Whenever you're ready, I invite you to bring your palms together into heart center. And I send you into your day with love, joy, beauty, grace, strength, courage, peace, and gratitude. Thank you for taking time to watch this, and have the most beautiful day.